Hello and welcome to the Third and Long podcast. As usual, we are here on a Thursday night to preview a big week of football. And I'm here with, as always, Ollie, Phil, and Shane. How are you, boys?
All gravy, baby. All gravy.
I'm grand. You know what? I actually love our theme music. I feel like one of the Hardy Boys, Shane, when you like the music plays. I'm like,
You definitely got a hair for him, man.
Yeah,
I mean, we are an audio medium, so none of our listeners can actually see what I'm doing. But just imagine like me coming out to like the Hardy Boys music.
I could see you in the little window in the bottom corner, rocking out.
Yeah, just moshing.
With my emo print going on. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I haven't got that hair to do that anymore.
Emo's inside, not outside.
Yeah.
So for those in the audio medium, you need to know that these three are really old and are all losing their hair, and then there's me.
I'm sorry, Ollie, can we just look at like I have more hair than you on top of mine, and despite the fact that you're younger than me and have a less stressful job than me, my hair's jet black, mate. Okay? So I don't understand where this older is coming from. Thank you very much.
I am.
There's a reason why he's called Baby Hope.
I am younger than you.
You're going to have to change your name. Your name's going to get changed to Baby Hope if you keep going on, Ollie.
We should call him Baby Doll.
I'll just call you. I'll just call you Ref Winger then.
F Winger.
Ref Winger.
Oh, Ref. Oh, yeah. Well. Yeah.
Never that one. A little bit later on, because that's what I think was happening on Monday nights. Because that ref ball was ridiculous.
Yes, the refs. Yeah, the refs have been a bit. Should we say interesting this weekend, to say the least? Shall we roll on to the news? As the title of the show, Matt has been ruled out of Carolina. He's been booted out.
After the Niners finished with him, they realised he was inferior.
3 seasons, a record of 11-43, never made the playoffs, always been a top 10 pick, and their defensive coordinator's been sacked. So I have tried to find their defensive stats over the last season by ESPN. Not that easy to find the teams; they only find individual stuff.
Do you know the main issue with Matt Rhuled's stint at Carolina? In my opinion,
it's too big of a job for him.
They never had a consistent quarterback.
There's that as well. I mean, last season they had PJ Walker, Cam. They had another one. Sam Darnold, 3 last year. They're going to have at least 2 this year because Baker's out for at least 2 to 4 to 6 weeks with a seems to be common injury this year, the high ankle sprain.
Year before that they had who? Who did they even have the year before last?
I'm gonna have a
Good
look.
question, well presented.
Did they have Cam for a bit?
Yeah. There you go. Answers in the comments, please.
Yeah, definitely. Are we surprised?
No.
Is it 5 games too late?
No.
Should he have got? Should he have gone the back end of last season?
No, I feel like you usually get 3 seasons to prove yourself. They've given him 2 and a bit because they're nosediving this season.
Yeah, I mean, the Panthers are, and no offense to like any Panther fans, they just become a joke since the active decline of Cam, and him even bringing Cam back last year. I mean, he was never going to achieve anything. I mean, like he had his "I'm back" kind of moment, and then he was sucked for the rest of the season. It's been a comment. I feel a little bit sorry for him. Like you said, we're like having like that rotation door of quarterbacks, but at the same time, this is very much his team that he's trying to build. He's tried to build that ethos. I mean, if we look at like other teams that are probably in a similar position, like let's say the Lions, for instance, there's a whole culture change there, and you can actually see it on the pitch. Yes, they are 1-3, 1-4. Yes, they're 1-4, but you can see what the Lions are trying to do. I can't see what the Panthers are trying to do. I can't.
Yeah,
go on, Shane.
I think bringing Cam back last year was a popular choice for the fans. Bringing back a returning hero, winning the fans' vote, if you know what I mean. You know, that sort of vote of confidence. And they were putting a plaster over a broken leg by bringing Cam back. Now they've got nothing to cheer for. You've got glass bones as you're running back. When he's injured, they don't offer much. So, and I think, you know, Matt Rhule they give him enough time, but in the end, he's got limited things to work with. It was only ever going to be one option. And now that he's gone, teams can basically pick what's left of the Panthers carcass in regards to the quality they have left.
Yeah.
It was clear. Once you've lost the fans, you've lost everything. And he lost the fans when they were booing against Arizona, booing against San Francisco. I mean, booing when the game's ended is one thing, but booing while the game is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get them over here when they boo at half time. You get that. Change it. Come on, it's going wrong. Change it. And I get that.
Like that decision where against the Niners where they went for the field goal, and they got booed so hard for that. It was a stupid decision because there was like 3 minutes to go and they were down by 3 scores. But still, you could just tell the fans didn't want him there anymore.
Yeah.
There were rumors coming out that he'd lost the dressing room, and if you lost the dressing room in the fans, you literally have nothing left.
Yeah,
agreed.
I mean, when the dressing room sides with Baker Mayfield over you know that you've lost the whole organization. So yeah, it was a matter of time. I thought they would have got rid of him at the end of the season regardless, but they know exactly what's happening, and they're already planning for next year, 5 games in, which is insane.
Yeah, I mean, who's going to be taking over them now? Obviously, there is some really good DCs and OCs out there. The moment Dan Quinn is currently the favourite. The Dallas Cowboys.
D'Amico Ryans?
No, no. Sorry, no.
Yeah, we're not letting him go.
49er fans, don't go. Obviously, like I said, Dan Quinn's a favourite. There's obviously they've tried the college approach and it hasn't worked with Matt Rhule. Unless it's someone like Harbour from Michigan or someone who's had, or Nick Saban or people not Nick Saban. Who's the Alabama coach?
It is Nick Saban, but he's not going anywhere.
Those kind of
maybe get Urban Meyer.
No.
Is he going to be loud? Is he going to be loud back in the NFL? I mean,
probably not.
Shanahan to Carolina next season. John just said.
Phil would love that.
Evening, John.
Yeah. Good evening, John. I mean, we've already had the rumors that C-Mac is looking to be going.
Buffalo
is one of the landing spots, along with a couple of others.
Can you imagine that?
I think Buffalo are a good running back away.
Do you know the 4 thing I've seen for C-Mac? I've seen Buffalo, I've seen Tampa, I've seen Philadelphia, and I've seen Kansas City.
Don't think Tampa haven't got the cap space.
They've got to be 4 of the top 10 for the Super Bowl this year.
Oh, yeah, easily. I mean, Tampa, I don't think Tampa they're going to get the playoffs because the AFC North, South.
NFC South.
NFC South is
a dumpster fire.
A carcass, I was going to call it. But
to say the least.
Eagles are flying, no pun intended. Kansas City are a really, really good team at the moment. And so are Buffalo. Buffalo are probably the favourites, and I would say they are a really, really good running back away from literally winning the Super Bowl.
I think the Eagles are too, because Miles Sanders is not a good running back.
No.
Miles Sanders is rushing really, really well this season.
Boston Scott is not a good running back. Kenneth Gainwell is not a good running back.
But they're doing jobs at the moment.
Yeah, but they're
serviceable.
Miles Sanders is 4th in running back stats at the moment, 414 yards through 5 games.
In the same way of Baltimore, their best running threat is their quarterback.
That's very true.
Whoo! Is JK's first season back from injury? Come on now, you can't be saying things like that.
Deny it.
Shane, I said JK is going to get comeback player of the year, but at the moment, Lamar is the biggest running threat in Baltimore.
Yeah, but you know why he's doing what he's doing. He's playing for a contract. It's a case of you won't pay me, somebody else will. You know, that's what he's doing, and he's winning games, so I can't fault it.
I mean, Lamar can end up in Carolina next year.
I didn't say it was a bad thing. Baltimore doing well, Philadelphia doing well. I was just saying that at the moment, your best running threat is your quarterback.
Can Las Vegas go for a season without a player getting charged with something?
The autumn wind is a raider, Ollie. The autumn wind is a raider.
It's
Yo ho, Pirates life for me.
the really annoying thing is that yes, the camera was doing his job, but he's got to realise there's a player who's just is really, really pissed off that his team's just lost.
Yeah, but it's still incredibly dumb to do that.
Oh,
'Cause
I completely and utterly agree.
seen. B, you need to understand that you're on national television.
I'm not
Like,
denying what he's done is
whether
wrong.
he's annoyed, you still don't do that.
But how the player's got to the cameraman's got to go. Oh, there's a player walking. Don't walk. I'm going to go straight across anyway. He was very blinkered. Devontae Adams has apologised straight away in the locker room. I'm really sorry. He tweeted, "I'm really, really sorry."
Mm.
Well,
It took him to get to the hospital. He didn't make his complaint till he got to the hospital until they probably said, "Oh yeah, you've got concussion."
Yeah.
The guy's got and it's.
I don't think it is something of nothing because the guy did get a concussion and Devontae Adams has been charged.
With a misdemeanor, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's his name? I can't think of his name. Rap Sheet did tweet something out, the actual
Ian
full
Rappaport.
story. Point of clarity of the Raiders wide receiver, Devontae Adams. He's been charged with a city of ordinance violence, which is a little lower than a state of misdemeanor assault charge per prosecution officer. Carries a fine of $250 to $1,000 or up to 180 days in jail or both.
He won't
pushing someone over.
He won't get jail.
No, they won't get jail. It's a some of these players excuse me. Some of these players get away with literally murder. It wouldn't be surprised if he does end up in jail for 180 days.
Well, I mean, he does play for the Raiders, so that's got to at least improve the odds.
Very, very true. I mean, and then obviously it's not running through the banner at the moment. They've got the Washington owner, Snyder, saying he's hired a private investigator to look into the NFL and the owners. And
that the NFL can't fuck with him.
Yeah. And
Absolutely
that is his actual word. And I know Phil's got some very good thing to say about this.
Like, what really blows my mind, right? And this comes down to like the politics of the NFL, because what does Dan Snyder actually have? Where Roger Goodell, one of the most powerful men in global sports, not just in the NFL, can't touch him. Like Snyder has been done multiple times for he's been out as a horrible owner. We can openly talk about the fact that he was trying to pimp out his cheerleaders and undercut them and underpay them. I mean, he's such a sketchy man. And a couple of years ago, he was on the brink of being pushed out of the NFL, where the Commanders, then football team, were going to be ripped out of his hands and then sold off to somebody else because he was that damaging as a football owner. And do you remember last season when part of the stand collapsed with all those fans?
Yeah.
Was that Washington?
Yep.
Yeah. So he is the Mike Ashley, for our English fans. He is the Mike Ashley of NFL owners, where he's such a sketchy businessman and he's committed so many crimes, and yet Goodell and the NFL won't do anything about him. So now he's become bloody Schneider big bollocks, where he's thinking that he can just get away with murder in many ways.
I'm just wondering what you guys think of this. Do you think that if Devontae Adams had been at Green Bay, it would be a story? Because I think it would, because he's been charged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a role model. He's a superstar.
John, I generally don't think it's because he plays for the Raiders, because I mean, out of the many stuff that the Raiders have been involved in the last year alone, I don't think it's because he plays for Raiders. I think his attitude would be even more highlighted in Green Bay because don't even talk about that.
I feel sorry for you.
Hey,
Another one
as well. Quality.
Judge Phil suddenly loves John a lot
sketchy
more.
owners a different time, John. Because I've got a Newcastle tattoo as well, but I'm not going to show you because it's an audio medium, so you can't really see my tattoo.
Another drunken night in flowers, I expect.
No, I've got. Well, to be fair, I'll drop my kegs and show you, mate, because it's on my leg. But no, seriously, I don't think it's a Raider thing. I think if he was even in Green Bay, I think it would be highlighted because the Packers are held on an upper echelon level in the NFL media. I mean, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers walks out of his house and ties his shoelace up, and it becomes national news on the Pat McAfee show.
I feel like no matter what team he played for, this would have been picked up, unless it was like the Commanders, because they're just irrelevant.
Yeah.
Or Jacksonville.
And this Dan Snyder thing would have overshadowed it. But
actually, I tell you what, if you play for the Pats, right, Ollie, do you think they'd run him out of town, like the press? Because I mean, the Pats are already considered like the evil empire anyway, so this will just be like another nail in Belichick's coffin. Or do you think it wouldn't get to that because Belichick is such a control freak because he got rid of AB within a week?
Yeah, it wouldn't. You know, as soon as Belichick got a sniff of this, it's like, yeah, you're out of here, mate. You know, Aaron Hernandez was rumored to be on his way out before he was arrested.
Yeah.
Just,
John, it does seem minor, but it's been a slow week.
I mean, in the past year, you've had people like...
It has.
In the past year, John, you've had players that have literally killed people, and that has been forgotten about, 8 months on. So, yeah.
On the plus side of things, he did score two touchdowns against the Chiefs. On the plus side,
he did have a really good game.
This is all you can remember.
It was a really, really good game. And I forgot to put a banner for it, but it was a really, really good game.
We were all biting off the Raiders, and they almost surprised us.
As we always.
I mean, I didn't. Can I just say I was actually back in, and the Raiders were going to win, but ref ball is going to ref ball.
That is. It's again okay. So we had Brady at the weekend.
Yeah.
And as Tom Pelissero tweeted, he must be the first player ever to get done for roughing the passer while holding the football.
Yeah.
Because he did actually sack him and held him, and it's like on the hand. He had his hand on the ground. It was a perfect. Everyone, Justin McCourtney followed it down. He said he's done everything wrong. He's had his head out of the way. He's had his hand on the ball. He's had his spare hand down to hold his weight off the player.
Yeah.
And it's stupid. Phil, Shane, sorry.
I do have a genuine question, and I want to know everyone's opinion on this. What kind of pressure do you think the referees are under now due to all this concussion protocol type thing?
I think the pressure has increased on the referees over the past couple of years.
Yeah.
I feel like the NFL tinkering with rules isn't helping. And I feel like they need to get a bit more clarity on when replays are allowed to be used and not allowed to be used in the way our football has with VAR.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know a lot of football fans don't like VAR, but I feel like this season it's being used better.
Do they need to go to New York? Do the coaches get an extra challenge? Are they going to allow? Something has to change because we had that ridiculous call against Tom Brady where the guy literally rolled him to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've seen Kevin Hart take the piss out of them this week, literally getting put down. No, too heavy. Put me down slower. I need something on the ground to lie me down on. And they're putting cushions on the ground to lie him down.
Here's what I think needs to happen. So I don't think penalties should be challengeable. But I feel like if there's a howler like that, New York need to get involved.
I personally think. Go on, Phil. Sorry.
No, so I love like in our football as well as like in the NFL, like the use of VAR or like the video referee system. I have a massive problem on both sides of the pond where VAR is checked by someone that is in a completely different time zone, especially like in the NFL in like New York. Mm-hmm. I think if you're going to have that additional referee, they need to be in the stadium. That's just me. I mean, I'm not saying like the crowd will influence them, but I think it's a lot more. You can be a lot more biased when you know that you're not in the same state where that game is going on. I'm not saying that they're biased, but I mean that was a horrible call. Like on Brady, that was a terrifyingly horrible call. And again, I'm surprised not more has been made about that this week. I mean, it's done jokingly, but that game cost the Falcons, the win.
A chance. It is a case of do they put an extra referee on the field just purely to watch the quarterback? They didn't do anything else. They just watched quarterback. Obviously, they got the back judge. They got the down judges and all that. So they got enough judges out there, but do they need another one out there just to purely go, right, I'm watching that guy there. They're a bit buggered if it's Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson who's literally scrambling out of the pocket, because you're going to have to be like, you're going to have to be Usain Bolt, like in his prime, chasing them around the field.
Yeah.
But something needs to be done now. You can't have two really, really poor calls on that. But it's also they've got to watch on the holding on the D lineman. Because Mika Parsons tweeted one out where the bloke literally had him in a headlock and it was not given. So calls need to be, something needs to be done on either side.
100%, 100%.
So, should we move on to injuries? Because there's been a few of those this week.
I don't remember a season having as many injuries this early on as we have done. I tried to look at some stats and trying to get some stats, and the trend is going up from what I've seen. They're trying to work out Doppler effect and like that, and it just blew my mind, especially when I've been ill this week. Does look like the injuries are going more and more up. I mean, we have spoken about it. Odell Beckham's spoken about getting rid of turf and bringing in like normal grass, but it isn't good. I mean, more ACL tears, more knee injuries, a lot of high ankle sprains, a lot of more concussions. It's ridiculous at the moment. I mean, the
concussion thing scares me more than, the high ankle sprains or the ACLs that are going. Because it is the fact that it's going to tough, and the grip that you have. We've mentioned before, like we and Ollie said, we played running on an AstroTurf is it's so different than running on grass. Okay, because you've got like a bit of bounce in you when you run on grass. There's no bounce in like on turf whatsoever, no matter how artificially amazing it is. But yeah, the amount of concussions I'm more concerned about than the actual turf problems, because that is more it's a lot more serious and has a lot more long-term side effects.
Yes.
Yes, you can miss games or you can miss the season, like Emmanuel Mosley will, and like thigh strains, and even like stuff with like Bosa with like he's in a groin injury, Ollie.
Tight groin.
Yeah. But the concussions. Concussions ended Steve Young's career. Concussions, end a lot of people's career, and we've seen like an upward trend of NFL players or former NFL players having like mental health problems once they retire from the game because of all the trauma that they had. Who was the Patriots linebacker that committed suicide, Ollie? Do you remember?
Taylor?
Yes.
It wasn't Taylor, was it?
No, Taylor's still alive.
Okay.
Oh my God, who was
it? I remember watching America's game. Then a couple of years later, or maybe a year later, he committed suicide.
He was on Brady. It was even on Brady's bloody.
Yeah.
They talked about it on Man in the Arena.
Just while we're talking about concussions, I saw that Tua's started practicing again.
Yeah.
But it's very, very limited. It's not strenuous at all. He's out without pads. It's not. He's not even allowed to bloody. He's the quarterbacks have the red vests on to stop them being tackled. It's like, you're not even. You're like in the practice squad. Just keep your arm loose, kind of thing.
Yeah.
They're not expecting him back for a couple of weeks at least.
Yeah. With concussions as well, because I've mentioned before, I've had two. The second one I found more difficult than the first one, because the first one just felt like I wanted to sleep all the time. So I had a pretty sweet week off university. But the second one, it affected my concentration. It affected how I slept. It affected my sleep patterns. It affected how I socialized. And from a sports point of view, it affects how you run, because your head is completely foggy for a long period of time. I didn't recover probably for the rest of that season. I wasn't fit again until my last season in terms of getting over it. So yeah, it's not a quick fix just because he's had a bit of a rest off. Getting yourself back into that pre-concussion mindset, it's really difficult.
It all depends on where you get hit on the head. If you get hit on the right side, the left side, the back, because obviously the right side powers one thing of your body and the left side does the other. I should have got my aunt. She would have told her all about it. It's great. But yeah, it can be really, really serious as well, and it is scary. The Lions lad who left in the ambulance, that was really scary. stopped the game for like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then they waited for his dad to come down. They said it was a neck injury. I thought he'd broken his neck when they said about it, but it actually looks like it is just, I say just concussion, but it's still a nasty, nasty one. It's almost like two of them. They had to take him straight off the field into an ambulance, straight to the local field, to the local hospital. And that's 2 weeks in a row now where that's had to happen. Both times we're on fake turf.
Yeah.
Where it's got to change. And I'm starting to see it now. I coach kids on a fake turf on a Thursday night, and then when we go to play matches on a Saturday, you can feel that even if the ground is really hard, it still gives you that give. So if you bang your head, it doesn't feel as bad, and you can turn it. It's got that tear in it.
Ollie, is
on Astro, it doesn't.
Is Gillette Stadium turf or?
Yeah, it's Astro.
And Shane is M&T Bank.
M&T Bank. Do you know what? I don't actually know. Let me find out. It is grass, is it?
Because I know Levi is grass.
Yeah, Levi's grass. But the interesting thing is, Las Vegas is grass, despite being a dome.
Oh, yeah, and in the desert.
Yeah, they actually grow the grass outside and wheel it in, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looked a bad one of the lines. I think the Falcons wide receiver had one. Oh, Zacharias.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
But he's down to play this week.
Yeah, I think he cleared protocols.
Very, very much so. And it is quite scary. I love talking about scary stuff. Should we go on? I know it's Halloween this month, but should we go on to Players of the Week?
Yes.
I'm going to start with Shane's because I reckon probably he is the Player of the Week full bloody stop.
Yeah. Taysom Hill, unbelievable performance for the Saints. Honestly, it's like when that guy is a bit of a jack of all trades. He can do it all. If you're short a quarterback, you can stick him in there. Running back, wherever he's needed, he has turned up and he has balled out. Fair play to him. Let's just have a little look at the stats here. He rushed for 3 touchdowns. That's an amazing feat. And that's really well played for somebody that's basically a running back by trade. Never mind somebody who sort of, does it as a hobby, then, shall we say. He was unreal. And the fact that he basically dragged the Saints to that win as well. He was definitely my Player of the Week, without a shadow of a doubt.
This guy is a beast.
Go on, Phil.
Oh, yeah.
Shano, I think Taysom had a really, really great weekend, and I really rate him as a player. However, will he go missing there for the rest of the season, as he has proven in the past?
I mean, you can say that about anybody, can't you? You can say that about anybody. But then at the end of the day...
Sorry, I won't say it again.
Sorry, but I'm just going on the way he played against the Seahawks, Yeah. He even threw for a touchdown as well. I think they need to nail him down on contract and keep him as long as they can. Because if the same with Lamar, like I mentioned earlier, if they don't pay him, somebody will.
He is on a tight end contract for 4 years, $40 million for 4 years.
The thing that surprised me is he was sort of Sean Payton's
pet project,
Swiss Army knife. So I wasn't sure if he would perform under Dennis Allen, but if anything, he looks better.
You've got to remember, Dennis Allen was Sean Payton's defensive coordinator anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, I personally thought that he wasn't going to perform, but I'm eating humble pie and I eat my words because he's performing better.
Yeah. Ollie, the gentleman who's literally carrying the Cleveland Browns this season.
Yeah, this guy is having an incredible season and should be in the MVP conversation, in my opinion. Nick Chubb did this week 17 carries, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, he's literally banging in these games week in, week out. 100-yard games, 2 touchdown games. He, in my opinion, has been the best player so far this season and it would be my MVP pick if the season finished now.
Him and Patrick Mahomes are dragging Noah's team to second in the league at the moment in our fantasy group. He's doing absolutely brilliant. Phil, as we've discussed your pre-show, you have gone for Dre Greenlaw. Greenlaw?
Yeah, Greenlaw. Our boy Greenlaw. I mean, I didn't actually want to talk about the 49ers that much tonight because I don't want it to turn into the 49ers show featuring Shane and Ollie. However, I mean, can we just not recognize that the 49ers defense is the best defense in pro football? I mean, even with the loss of like losing up Mosley, in terms of like losing out on potentially Bosa for this weekend, and anything like we've got up, I mean, our defense is just literally next man up, shut down, keep going, shut down, keep going. I mean, the fact that they're outscoring and outplaying our offense says so much. And Greenlaw was absolutely part of that this week as an outside linebacker. He was phenomenal. So many pressures.
In the last 2 games, the Niners defense has outscored the Rams offense 14-9.
What can I say? This is the best defense in pro football. I will die.
No. Sorry, it's not outscored. We've scored 2 touchdowns to their 1.
Yeah, but still. Yeah, so Greenlaw, quality outside linebacker. And he complements Fred Warner so well. Like, he does. Yeah. Fred literally likes to read the game. He's not like... he's almost like Bowman to Warner's Willis. Like, anything that Warner doesn't get to, he's there. And he's deceptively quick as well for a big lad.
And when Aziz comes back, that's going to be a scary 3.
That Titanic trio. Oof.
Yes.
Mine's Ramon Stevenson. I almost did pick Jude. Won't lie.
Well, you needed this because Harris went out, didn't he?
Harris went out. He's going to be out for a few weeks. Stevenson was on fire. 175 scrimmage yards, 161 on the ground. They found him really difficult to bring down, and it was just couldn't quite go across that line for the TD. We need him to step up now. Harris is out, and it looks like he's more than happy to do that. More than happy to do that one. He is absolutely playing so well.
Can I just point out that nobody chose Kelsey, who did score 4 touchdowns?
Yeah,
that's a good shout, actually. But we move on to that shortly.
Yes, we have put him in there. I mean, I want to add that Matt Judon and Nick Bosa, Micah Parsons, and Max Crosby all leading the sacks race at 6 at the moment.
Yeah.
And Bosa didn't play half of last game.
Yeah. And Matt Judon does play for Patriots.
Yes, I know. It broke my heart.
John said he was just about to mention Kelsey.
Yeah.
Catch
of the week contenders. We kind of chose Phil for him this week. I do apologise, Phil.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I'm not going to. I've just had a really long week at school for any teachers.
Busy boy.
Yeah. So I do Phil's first. It is final.
Play action. Smith sets up at midfield. He wants the end zone. He wants Lockett, and he's got him again. Lockett early.
Great catch.
So, in terms of, I mean, this is a very small occasion where I actually praise the Seahawks, but I love a catch in traffic. Like, I absolutely love one in coverage. I love one in coverage. Like, I absolutely love it. The resurrection of Geno Smith. I think Seattle might have actually won that one between keeping him and keeping Wilson. But yeah, absolutely brilliant play. Absolutely brilliant play by him.
I was worried for him, for Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf going to this season. I won't lie.
I thought they'd want to trade. I thought they'd genuinely try and force a trade through.
Phil, do you care to comment about John's...
Johnny, the benefits of being in the position that I am at school is I am always present at detentions. Yeah, open evening at school. So if any of you have parents, or any of you that have kids, are in year 6 and they're looking to a prospective high school, I was at my school yesterday from 7 a.m. in the morning till 8:30 in the evening.
Not at all. Mr. Shane, one of Kelsey's.
One, yeah.
Mahomes over the middle, pass caught, Kelsey, touchdown.
Oof.
We just pick, he just goes any one of the Kelseys.
I just said
any one of the Kelseys.
Yeah, pick one. Incredible! What incredible display from an incredible tight end. I think the one that I want to call attention to though was the one where the Raiders were winning, and I think basically he just had enough, and he's like, right, I'm going to grab the ball, I'm going to grab this game by the scruff of the neck. He basically took it from Mahomes, and he just smashed over the line. It was as if nobody would take that moment from him, and he ran and he smashed over the line. What a fantastic game altogether for a fantastic player.
I want to know what John thinks. Should they have taken gone for the touchdown or taken the field goal when they could have forced it to go to? I think it would have been 3 scores up. Ollie, as I'm about to cough, you are going to be your catch of the week now, please, mate.
Just they go and look go ahead. Just stick your paw out there and bring it.
Okay, first on, John said field goal.
Okay, fair enough.
So I've said quite a few times on the podcast that the Bears don't have any wide receivers that can catch.
Yeah, and they took another one they couldn't catch from Patriots.
I think Darnell Mooney has proved me wrong. What a catch that is.
Over the head, one hand,
Odell Beckham-like.
We've had some really good catches this season.
Yes.
I've gone.
There was still loads of time left. Why go for 2?
Point taken.
I just think that Mooney was an incredible catch, and I felt like I had to pick that one after my comments about the Bears this season.
Yeah. I'm going for Mr. Reliable from the LA Rams. Mr. Cooper Kupp. Oh, hang on. Let's press the button, Ollie. That's been in.
He knows it's man. He saw the motion of Skoranek. He knows Diggs has him one-on-one. Diggs doesn't play a ton in the slot.
I love a one-handed catch. I mean, the fact is that it's on a slant, and it's literally he's had to lean forward to grab it. It's not there at the numbers, as Phil knows. You want to be catching it here. You don't want to be catching it there, or out here, or behind you. You want to be catching it on your numbers. And the fact is, I'm in front of him, and he still managed to drag it in.
My honourable mention is Deebo Samuel, just
standard
for the touchdown.
I also like Michael Gallup's as well, in the same match. Shane, not Shane, sorry, Phil. When he put it in the group chat, your response was meh.
I gotta be honest with that Cooper Kupp catch. He made it look so easy, just so normal, like he's in at practice. Made it look so easy.
Well, what I will say about Cooper Kupp is I think what he's so good at doing, and stop myself from saying that I don't think he's elite because I think he's very, very good. He's very good at catching it very simply and then turning on the jets with his next move.
Yeah.
Like he makes the catch look really easy, then poof, he's gone. And he just makes it look so effortless that it's just actually really beautiful. He's actually beautiful.
You're going to have to remind us on that one, John, because I've not seen that one. Was that the touchdown catch?
Is that the one when he set them up on 1st and goal? Or am I thinking of something else?
Yeah, I can't remember that one.
Anyway, shall we move on to Phil's favourite segment?
Yeah.
Yes.
1920s Phil's voice is about to come in. Go.
This week in pro football history, in 1945, the Chicago Cardinals, now known as the Arizona Cardinals, snapped the longest losing streak in the NFL at 29 games with a 16-7 victory over the Chicago Bears.
I love that. I love a history snap.
Absolutely. And speaking of Carolina Panthers, this isn't the only time in history where they've actually made some form of big splash, because in 1995, the Carolina Panthers beat the New York Jets 26-15 for their first ever NFL victory as a franchise.
Awesome.
I've got 2 more for us for this week. In 1977, the Minnesota Vikings beat the Chicago Bears 16-10 in overtime with the only successful fake field goal in NFL overtime.
Wow.
And did you
Fake
know, ladies
field
and
goal.
gents, this is also a very special week in NFL history, because October the 11th is officially known in the Bay Area as Steve Young Day, because this week he turned 61 years old.
As well as Steve Young Day, it's also today is Joey Rice Day, as it's Joey Rice's birthday.
Or just every day is
God.
Day.
Ollie, shall we just start our own podcast? Leave these pair carry on. Sorry, this side. Leave these pair carry on, right? And we can just start our own show.
I've got a great button. It's called this one here.
Yeah, but I'm still. Yeah, you can do that, but I'm still here now. sing about Joe. Happily sing Joey Rice's happy birthday on
Look
my
at
own.
Look at him.
Phil's not even muted, and he's just.
I know, I'm messing with you. You can tell I was a drama teacher.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
You know what? I have a great button too.
Oh my god. Oh no.
Oh.
So this is an audio
Best thing is I
medium.
can have myself back in there. It's great. Right, let's stop messing around with screens and stuff. Let's talk about.
Come on in,
tonight's-
children. Come on in, children. Next segment.
Do they not like viewers for Thursday Night Football? Can they
They
not
clearly
give us a
don't.
better game?
Oh, I know. In it.
I don't even think Washington and Chicago fans care about this game.
No.
78
Good bet
million
now.
is costing
It's
Amazon
clock,
to
yeah,
show
I know.
every game.
However,
$78
we have to pick a
million
team to win.
is how much.
Did you see
each game
Riviera's
costs.
comment about Wentz after the game when he was
What,
asked
that
about
he's cropped?
like, yeah, when he said along the lines of what's stopping you from progressing as a football team, and he went quarterback.
Yeah.
Like literally just one word answer. Just what's stopping you guys from progressing to the next level? And he just went quarterback. I went,
Is he on the hot
Come into
seat?
your words, pal.
Yes.
Is Ron? Yeah.
Wentz
It's
isn't
but
working.
not for the reasons what I would think he would. Like I don't think because of how Schneider operates, because he's an absolute charlatan. I don't think the only way I would think Riviere would really, really be on the hot seat is if he started speaking against management, openly speaking against management.
Scott Parker-esque.
Yeah.
Scott Parker. I know what you mean. Scott Parker-esque. Yeah.
Yep.
Here's what I don't understand. They have Taylor Heineke. Taylor Heineke is a good quarterback. I mean, if you guys are long followers of the podcast, you'll know I'm very high on Taylor.
Well, we
Heineke.
both are. We both think he's a blooming good
Yeah, but
quarterback.
I think he's a very good quarterback.
I've been singing it like a canary since before last season.
Yeah.
And then you
Like
guys
a
all
canary in the
jumped-
gas chambers.
Then you jumped on. Then you and Tom jumped on the bandwagon.
Um,
But yeah, he's a good quarterback. Wentz is injured and still playing tonight.
Yeah.
Which is stupid. And they even drafted a lad as well.
Yeah.
It's not. Is it Matt Corral or Sam
No,
Howell?
he's at the Panthers.
No, Corral's in Tennessee.
No,
No,
that's my
no,
that's
Corral's
my
in
favorite
Carolina.
quarterback.
Oh, is Corral in?
Crow's on IR in Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
yeah.
that's why he's not
I
playing.
knew
That
they
makes sense.
drafted one. Yeah.
He's out for the season.
Oh yeah, of course he did a foot and had his foot injury,
I
isn't
think it's Sam Howell, isn't it?
he? Possibly, yeah.
Who's somebody who I'm very high on.
Yeah. I wasn't high on many quarterbacks in this draft.
Oh yeah, you made that pretty clear. Apart from Desmond Ridder, you loved him.
Yeah, I do like Desmond Ridder, I must admit. Obviously, you guys have got the Falcons who are wearing throwback stuff this weekend.
Yeah, 6 p.m.
Yes.
on Sky.
You are so looking forward to that one, aren't you?
Yeah, I love the Sky coverage.
Hopefully, the Jags play a little bit better against the Colts this week. Bengals Saints could be a really good game.
Well, you say you hope the Jags play a little bit better against the Colts this week.
They were shocking against Texans.
Did you watch the last Jags Colts game?
Oh, what? When when Carson Wentz literally didn't want to go to play in the playoffs?
No, a couple of weeks ago, the Jags shut out the Colts.
That's right. So yeah, it's been a season already, haven't it?
Oh yeah, they haven't. Oh God, yeah, I forgot about that game.
They blew the Colts out.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
So
Wow.
That's right.
Obviously, the Seahawks game's been pushed back until 10:30 UK time because of the baseball game.
the Mariners game, yeah.
So we're gonna have 8 hours of commercial-free football. Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Is Scott Hansen gonna change his lineup saying 8 hours commercial-free football? Doesn't sound right. 7 hours sounds. Yeah, that's gonna take a bit of getting used to that one.
So, apart from our own team's game, the game I want to see, which I think is going to be a good game. Obviously, there's Bills Chiefs, but I mean,
Yeah.
I think everyone's looking for
That's a
that.
given.
I think Bengals Saints is going to be an interesting one.
Yeah.
Bengals seem very up and down this season, and so are the Saints. So it's two inconsistent teams. They're going to be playing each other. I just think it's going to be very interesting. If the best versions of both teams show up, it could be a very good game.
Probably knowing our luck, could be the bad versions of both teams.
Yeah. Apart from my beloved Ravens playing the Giants,
I thought you were a Saints
who are
fan.
on
Steelers fan.
Yeah, Imagine that. No chance. But it's like saying I'm a Liverpool fan when I couldn't despise a team more on this earth.
Tell me about it.
Apart from my beloved Ravens playing a resurgent Giants, which I think we're in for a stern test, but I think we'll get the Duke in that one. Vikings Dolphins. If 2 hours playing, that would be a really good game.
If it wasn't the third string quarterback for the Dolphins, I'd be a lot more excited about that game.
I'm looking forward to the NFC East matchup. Cowboys-Eagles.
Oh, that's a big one.
That is an undefeated Eagles.
Rivalry.
Undefeated Eagles. Cowboys who are undefeated under Cooper Rush this season at 4-1. Who have found that the run game is really, really working for them. They got 2 really good run backs who are very different. You got Zeke Elliott, who's smash it straight down your mouth, and you got Pollard, who's there's a hole down going for it, and you can't catch me. And I don't think the Eagles' run defense is quite there yet to stop them.
It's a good two-headed monster of a rushing attack. It is, and I think that's going to be one of those coin flip games. I think.
Well, I'm going to put that nicely because that is in our prediction games for this season for tonight.
Okay.
How am I in last?
Yes, Mr. Hope, you are last on 8. Phil is on 10, and me and Shane are running away on 11 points.
Yeah, boy.
Wait, did you say I'm on 10?
Yeah.
Yes.
How are you running away with 1 extra win?
Look at him.
I just had to check again. Ollie's on 8 and I'm on 10 and you're running away with 11. That doesn't even make sense.
As I'm last, shall I start?
Yes, so we have got the games New York Jets against Green Bay, Kansas against Buffalo, Philadelphia against Dallas, and Seahawks against Cardinals.
I've got 2 home wins and 2 away wins.
Hold on, okay. I got...
Yeah, okay,
I've got
carry on.
Green Bay at Lambeau.
Okay.
Bills going into Arrowhead.
Yep.
Cardinals going into Lumen. And Eagles taking care of business at Lincoln Financial.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's my predictions. I don't need to talk about them.
Phil on 10. Would you like to go next, sir?
Yeah, I'm going to go Packers over the Jets.
Okay.
I just think Aaron's going to want penance for what happened the weekend. I think the Bills are actually going to finally exercise that demon of underperforming against the Chiefs. I think the Seahawks take the Cardinals because I really love the decline of Kyler Murray. And I think Cowboys need to sit down and shut up. So I'm going to go Eagles.
Phil is going for Philadelphia.
How long are you waiting for that one, Ollie?
About 2 seconds, actually. It wasn't that long on thinking about that one. But I do quite like that, actually. That's quite good.
John's just come on. John, before Shane goes, John's come on Packers, Bills, Sea Chickens, Dallas. I respect Phil for calling the Seattle team there correctly.
Kelly's not put hers in yet. She's normally really quick, and she knows about it before everyone else.
Come on, Kelly, shape up.
Shane, fire.
Right, Eagles. I think they beat the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are full of hot air, and I think the Eagles are just too strong and on one hell of a run at the moment. Yep. And I think there you go, Ollie. The Sea Chickens will beat the Cardinals. There you go, bud. Yeah. And I think the Bills will beat the Chiefs because the Bills are, like I said, again, this league is absolutely unpredictable any given Sunday, but I think the Bills will do it. And speaking of any given Sunday, I think the Jets will beat the Packers.
Kelly's come in, Ollie. With the Jets, Bills, Cardinals, Eagles saying, unlike John, she was patiently waiting for us all to finish.
Oh, that's nice of us here. Valley's manners, that is. Valley's manners.
Yes, Jets, Bills, Cards, Eagles.
Yeah, I got that. Cheers.
Ollie, are you going to make it different for everyone be different?
I I'm going to follow someone. And I'm going to disagree with another one and another one. I'm going to go for New York against Green Bay. Green Bay, and they throw away leads in the second half, which is a little bit worrying, and they don't score well in the second half. They didn't score well against us in the second half, and they didn't score well against New York Giants in the second half at London. Especially that last quarter, they gave up 14 points, and Zach Wilson's back at New York is just looking much better under Zach Wilson. So I'm going to go MYJ, which I hate saying that.
Kyle Shanahan tree, Robert Saleh, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm going against you all.
You're going Chiefs.
I am going Chiefs, not because there was a little 10-year-old upstairs who would be very upset if he wakes up Monday morning and sees they lost. I just think Chiefs have this grip over Buffalo.
Yeah.
And I don't think Buffalo are quite there to get rid of it yet. So I am going to go KC. Despite Philadelphia's run defense not being there yet, I think they're going to make Cooper Rush throw it too much, and I think Cooper's going to make mistakes.
Kelly just wants you.
I know. So I am going to go for the Eagles. Yeah, I just.
If anything, Ollie, you picking them makes it less likely for them to win, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I just think Kyler Murray is playing too many video games, and he's looking like a massive leprechaun walking massive neon green suits into stadiums.
Sorry, just a quick one. When's D-Hop back? Is it this week?
6 games.
6 games, so it'll be next week.
Oh, so next week then. Next week, okay.
Yeah. So I am going to go for Seahawks to beat the Cardinals because they look a better team, and Kyler Murray slides at the 8-yard line and decides to spike the ball because he thinks he made the 10-yard line without checking or going around and asking. So yeah, it looks like it's 50-50 on New York, Green Bay. I'm the only one going for KC. We're all going for the Philadelphia, so that means Dallas is going to win.
Oh, John didn't.
Yeah.
John won Dallas.
Yeah, that's true. And it's Ollie and Carol are going for Cardinals. The rest of us are going for Seahawks. It is pretty interesting. I'd love seeing this. I mean, I see it last week. It was very 50-50 on all of them, on both the New York teams. And last week, we had New Orleans, and we all went all New Orleans and New York. Even you went against your own team last week, Phil. Shane, that's shocking. Shocking.
Can you get their names right, please, Ollie?
I'm going to get them to wear massive name tags.
I mean, it literally says it in front of you, man.
Yeah.
There, look.
I will get it right.
I mean, all right, Shane, do you know why? It's because we're both wearing purple today. That's literally it.
That's good. Yeah, we're confusing him, but didn't we?
And your black cap looks like his black hair.
At least he got hair, you know. That's why I wear it. Ashamed of what's left of what I got.
Mate, make me look like I got a full head.
I'll just stick.
That's a trick of the camera.
The Niners fans just stick here with their full head of hair.
It's true. It's all those 5 rings that just make our hair just nice and thick.
Yes.
I'm not going to mention anything.
Ollie, what are you calling Kelly?
Ooh. Doesn't even get my name right if you get any consolation.
Oh God, she's dragged him off.
No, that was me coughing. I pressed instead of mute, I hit remove. I am crap with names. I call Finn. It's a Butler Henderson trait. My grandmother goes through all of our names before she got to the correct person. Female, male, no matter. I think it just happens. My aunt's just the same, and my mum's just senile.
Boys, do you want to do quick fire the last games before we go? Just really quickly. Okay, we'll start with the Bengals and Colts.
Bengals. But they're not playing the Colts, but Bengals.
Sorry. Bengals, Saints, my apologies.
Bengals.
Phil?
Wait, Bengals Colts?
Bengals, Saints.
Nice.
Bengals, Saints, sorry, my fault.
No, hold on. I'm just going to get them all up in front of me anyway. Bengals. I'm going to Bengals.
Bengals, thank you. Jaguars, Colts.
Jags.
Colts.
Jags.
Okay. Vikings, Dolphins.
Vikings.
Vikes.
Okay.
What about tonight's
Pats,
game?
Browns.
Browns.
Pats.
Browns.
All
Browns.
right. All right. Commanders, Bears.
Bears.
No one wins.
Not football.
No football.
Yeah.
Bears.
I hope it ends in a draw.
49ers, Falcons.
Niners.
Falcons.
Shut up.
Buccaneers, Steelers.
Steelers.
Bucks.
No, Bucks.
Okay. Okay. Panthers, Rams.
Rams.
Behave.
Rams. Don't know
Ollie,
that team.
Panthers.
He'll
What?
go Rams. He's just dying.
Ain't gonna be bloody Panthers.
And then the Monday night game, Broncos on the Chargers.
Chargers.
Yeah, it's
Russell Wilson's
Chargers.
washed.
Russell Wilson's dead.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson's had a operation on his throwing arm last
Russell
Friday.
Wilson's. I called him washed, not dead.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
his career's dead.
His season's dead. His relations with the media and the fan base is dead. I mean, we could keep going.
That's right.
Yeah. Broncos country.
Oh,
That's
yes.
right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to another week of a show. I'm going to try and take some drugs and take some medicine. Can't say what I normally say because it's auditorial show.
And you stopped watching?
Yeah.
You just admitted to taking drugs?
Don't, because one of my friends.
Well done, guys. That's 2 shows without mentioning. No.
Cheers, John. I forgot. I forgot about my buddy Trent. So, Phil, have you got any more after last week about him now? How'd you feel now? Any different?
About who?
Trent Dilfer. My buddy Trent
Dilfer, the biggest thief in American history. Seriously,
John, what have you done?
We talk about the Alamo. We talk about all of the crimes that America have committed. The biggest crime ever is allowing Trent Dilfer on the field of play during a Super Bowl. Okay? Forget war crimes, all right? That is a crime in itself.
It makes my day.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. We almost got through a whole week without mentioning Trent.
Yeah, the thing is, Phil had his rant before the show last.
I've moved,
Monday, didn't he?
I've moved sides. That's Ollie.
Let's get him on the show.
That's Phil. That's down there. It's Shane.
I'm just impressed you got them the right way around this time, Ollie.
I moved, so it must be because I'm the other side of the camera now, so I must have got it right. We will be back on Monday at 8:30 reviewing the weekend football. Enjoy your weekend and stay safe.
One last thing. I promise one last thing. Completely different thing. The NHL season starts tonight as well, so go Flames. Just gotta get that out there.
Celtics play on Tuesday for the basketball. Right. Stay safe all.
Bye, guys.